It's one of those odd, unbreakable family laws, like don't whistle indoors or always leave a lantern lit in the barn at night. Ours was never tune the radio to dead air. If you hear a voice in the static, walk away. Don't answer. My great-grandfather brought the rule with him when he emigrated. The old Zenith tube radio sat in our den, a beautiful piece of walnut furniture. It worked perfectly, pulling in clear channels from cities hundreds of miles away, but the rule was absolute. We could listen to anything: news, music, baseball games, but the moment the dial hit that fuzzy, whispering emptiness between stations, we had to turn it off or spin past it quickly. My grandfather enforced it with a quiet, grim seriousness. My dad thought it was superstition, a quirk from the old country. By the time I was a teenager, I thought it was hilarious. A forbidden scheme. The first time I broke the rule, I was 15, home alone. Out of sheer boredom, I turned the old Zenith on. I tuned past the crackle of a rock station and into the hollow hiss of dead air. I turned the volume up, listening to the white noise, waiting for the secret my family was hiding. For 5 minutes, there was nothing. Just a soothing, empty rush. I was about to give up when the static changed. It formed a pattern, a rhythm. And then, a voice. Distant, tinny, like a transmission from the bottom of the sea. It wasn't speaking words. It was counting. 47, 48, 49. A man's voice, calm and methodical. I froze, my hand on the smooth dial. 50, 51, 52. It was counting up. A slow, relentless march of numbers. A chill crept up my spine. It felt wrong. The voice held no emotion, no purpose, just counting. I spun the dial, my heart hammering. The voice vanished, replaced by a cheerful weather report. I never told anyone. Years passed. The rule faded into family lore, trotted out at holidays for a chuckle. My grandfather passed, then my dad. Last month, I was clearing out the old house to sell it. There, in the den, sat the Zenith, a piece of history. I decided to keep it. I set it up in my apartment. For a week, it was a quaint decoration. Then, last Tuesday, a storm knocked out the internet and cable. Bored, I flipped the radio on. For nostalgia, I tuned to an oldie station. The storm caused terrible interference, a wall of static swallowing the music. I fiddled with the dial, trying to find clarity. And I found it. Not a station, but a pocket of perfect, silent clarity within the storm static. No hiss. Just a deep, resonant silence. Then, a voice. Clear as a bell. It was my grandfather's. David? David, can you hear me? He sounded exactly as he did when I was a boy worm, a little weary. My blood turned to ice. I hadn't been called by my childhood nickname in 20 years. It's so dark here, David. I can't find the way. His voice was pleading. You have to help me. You have to count. Every family instinct screamed at me to turn it off, but it was him. The grief and love I still felt overwhelmed the old warning. Grandpa? I whispered, leaning close to the speaker. Yes, you hear me. Thank God. The relief in his voice was palpable. You need to guide me back. I'm lost in the static. I need you to count. Out loud. Start from where I left off. Where you left off? Grandpa, I don't understand. Please, just count. Start with 117. 117. Say it. His voice was desperate, terrified. This was my grandfather, who taught me to fish, who carried me on his shoulders. He was lost and asking for my help. The old rule felt cruel, superstitious, so I did it. 117, I said, my voice trembling. Again, keep going. He urged. 118. 119. As I counted, his voice began to get clearer, stronger. That's it. You're pulling me through. Keep going. I counted into the 130s, then the 140s. A strange feeling filled the room. The air grew thick and heavy, like before a thunderstorm. The lights in my apartment dimmed slightly, though the storm was outside. Don't stop. He commanded, and his voice had changed. The warmth was being replaced by a sharp, eager intensity. I reached 199. I paused, a primal fear finally cutting through my familial duty. 200, say IT. The voice wasn't my grandfather's anymore. It was a chorus, layered with countless other whispers, all speaking in unison. It was the static given shape and command. I stumbled back from the radio. The dial began to turn on its own, slowly grinding through the frequencies, releasing a cacophony of fragmented voices, screams, and that same awful counting from different points in time. And then it stopped, on pure, silent dead air. From the speaker came a final, clear sentence in that chilling, layered chorus. "Thank you for the number. We are closer now." The radio has been unplugged, wrapped in a blanket, and locked in a storage unit. I hear static sometimes now, in the hum of my refrigerator, in the white noise of my shower, and underneath it, faintly, the counting continues. It's in the 2000s now. It's getting louder every night. And last night, as I lay in bed, my own phone on my nightstand, on silent, crackled to life for just a second with a burst of pure radio static. And a voice that was almost, but not quite mine, whispered a single number from the darkness. I finally understand the rule. It wasn't to keep something out of the radio. It was to keep us from helping it count its way out.